What's up, guys? This is Astranox. Baldur's Gate 3 is ridiculously good, and I've been theory crafting and testing a ton of stuff. I actually finished the story, and I decided to go back in my save files because I found a great benchmark target, and it's this level 17 Undead Dragon with 400 health. Now, why is this impressive? Well, I'm not using any equipment on my characters, guys. All my characters don't have any gear on. I did not use any potion. Potion of speed is actually really strong. It's just way too strong. I did not use any cooldown. You can just keep fighting without resting with this druid with priest multi-class build that I've came up with. So I did not use any cooldown, guys, right? No action surge, there's no meta magic, there's not even haste on my fire myrmidons, which are actually able to get haste. They have to hold concentration, but it's currently bugged and it just doesn't work. I've tested a bunch of different things, it just doesn't work. It just falls off and then you're lethargic, you're stunned, you lose your turn. So when they actually fix the fire myrmidons, this is going to be even better. So that's really cool. So this build I made is not optimal yet. Now if you want to be optimal, right? You're gonna put one level first in Cleric War Domain for the Bless buff, right? Giving you access to Bless from the start of the game is super strong. And you also get an extra attack as a bonus action. And you can wear heavy armor since you're starting as a Cleric. Just 1 point is all it takes. I mean, you don't really need to wear heavy armor. You don't need to wear any gear. That's the beautiful thing about this build I came up with. It's ridiculous. And then you put the remaining levels, 11 levels, into Druid. You're going to go for Circle of the Moon. It will give you access to Wild Shape Myrmidon. And I'm using the Fire Myrmidon. I've tested all 3 other ones. And the fire one seems like it was dealing the most damage from the testing that I have done because of the... I'll talk about it. The water one is extremely powerful. The water one is actually overpowered, but it just doesn't work for this fight. So yeah, definitely stay tuned. I'll be covering the other ones in other videos. So I will actually release an in-depth level 12 build guide for this build that I'm using, later on. So definitely stay tuned. Smash the like if you enjoy this. Subscribe if you still haven't. Now, this is an undead dragon, guys, which means he's immune to lightning, poison. He's immune to wet condition. Wet is, if you abuse wet condition, wet surface, it is actually completely broken. So the dragon is actually immune to wet. So there's that, right? The dragon is immune to chill because that's another way to deal a ton of damage. So that's why I'm not using the water myrmidon, because if it actually was working on this dragon, he would be dead long ago. That's the thing. With no gear, with no gear. So yeah, if it's a different encounter and the target is not immune to wet, chill, like you're just going to drop that target. Is going to be ridiculous with no gear. It's ridiculously cool. So this dragon actually has extremely high resistance to conditions. Since he has the magic resistance passive, gives him advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects. Also has extreme levels of saving throws all around from stats and proficiencies. So like trying to land is like a debuff. Like just landing burning on this damn dragon is near impossible. Like there's a lot of stuff I've tried and it's so hard just positioning my heroes. Sometimes I actually learned that you can just straight up hit the foot, like just the leg. But in this particular encounter, I just didn't do it. So yeah, you can actually just hit the hand, hit the foot, instead of targeting the body. So I've learned that, and it's actually a really good thing to know, because the hitbox is huge and it's hard sometimes to put your characters, your creatures around. But if you can hit the leg or the hand, that really helps to know that. So this dragon is actually resistant to necrotic damage. So like if you're trying to pull a bunch of damage using like hex, right? Like you're gonna lose a lot of damage because the resistance to necrotic. Resistant mean the target takes 50% less damage, right? So that's actually pretty big. That's actually really good in this game, like how it is about like resistance and vulnerability, meaning double damage. It's crazy. I mean, it's based on D&D, right? Fifth edition in this particular case, and they approach things differently for certain things. So no paralyze for 100% critical hit chance plus advantage. Like you can like I didn't use it. I didn't use it. But if you just paralyze this dragon, I don't know if it's actually possible. You use hold person. I mean, not hold person because you would need to target a humanoid, but hold monster, right? You could have 100% crit chance in melee range. So that is broken, but I'm not even using it. So this really goes to show how powerful this setup actually is. You don't have to go with 4 druids. You can just go with, you know, 1, maybe 2, and that's gonna really help you out. I think from what I'm showing here, you know, you don't need to have gear on that druid or 2 druid in your team or something like that, and they're gonna be doing real good. They're gonna be doing real good. You put that bless buff on them, and you're gonna do some crazy stuff. That's the really cool, really cool thing. And like I said, no wet surface or chill debuff for exploiting vulnerability to cold and lightning, which just doubles the damage of those elements, right? So it's like I said, if I could chill or make them wet, I would just be using the water Myrmidon. It's just completely broken. Or I'd be using the other ones too, like you can get lightning damage that actually stuns, which is super good. Like these Myrmidons are actually very powerful. Right. Yeah, I mean, this build is definitely quite interesting. I've been testing around. I like to have a bunch of minions, right? I love to play necromancers in other games, but this was very different because like you don't need any corpses. These creatures look awesome. They look awesome. And then whatever fight you're facing, right? Like you have access to so many different elements, depending on which Myrmidon you're gonna be summoning, right? And the Dryad actually summon creature. And that's another creature you can have. It's the Dryad that actually summons the tree guys, right? And then you can go and summon the Acer. Acer is another one of the creature that I'm using. It's like, it looks like a dwarf, right? Looks awesome. It has 20 AC, which is crazy. And yeah, I mean, I love to just test a bunch of different things and see the possibilities. So yeah, I'd like to hear what you guys think about all that in the comment section. These are 2 of the legendary pieces you can get in this place, but I'm not gonna spoil it. You guys will eventually figure it out. Some people will probably talk about it in the comment section, but if you don't want to get spoiled, probably don't check it, right? But yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. I'm Astranox. Good luck with all ya do. Peace out for now.